Astra Avisosk. We meet—
Hi, Catherine! Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. In that case, please go to Port Ormos and—
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have—
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting—
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions.
So it's Nahida. Paimon just knew So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zerus Festival, except in my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really,
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zerus Festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where—
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really—
No! We aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homianis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able—
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what—
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another—
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sage's activities.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers!
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any—
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. I've already tried that. But all the key members of the Academia, it seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leak.
Have you already caught the sage?
I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the— In any case, No way,
You mean it'd be—
No, it's not that. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my—
That's a good point.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know any— After all,
Nahida, you're super—
according to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the—
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to—
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary, then I should find someone who's already involved. But
You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff—
actually, I already have someone in mind.
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zerus Festival repeated. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean—
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty—
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the depth later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was soon after. The star witnessed the sun. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to... But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up, but she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not...
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, she's suppressing a lot of guilt. But before she realized it, she had already become the sage's right. We must that way. Not only can we get useful intel from my past observations, Sataria will... Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots. This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot. No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to...
Talking style and...
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fate? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be...
Huh? Really?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can...
Uh-huh. It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps...
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Health prospects. Oh, the gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for... many tens of thousands of years? Impossible. Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my...
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune-telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial...
Is that so?
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut...
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep. It belongs to a king. His father helps when I start talking with him. Listen carefully to the details of her...
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild?
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but after that I began making pottery by myself in secret. And I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a
So is...
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough...
I see. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you...
No problem.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So...
Nahida, you've...
It's my duty to protect Samaria's citizens, after all.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh?
If I recall, you were...
That's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the rest.
What an admirable spirit for learning.
Sure, but
So this restaurant has a basement as well?
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the...
I see. Guess that makes sense. Well,
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the...
so was that ever?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning.
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems. So I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the faith of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would... But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her...
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our... As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never...
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. But...
Exactly. So...
Huh? Best of luck!
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I...
That is pretty convenient.
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at...
You're not wrong. It's always been painful,
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be...
Alright, then let's give...
Here she comes. Satari is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she asks for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you.
Paimon looks like they've already started talking. Let's find...
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking...
Okay then. Strange. Your Cats seem... I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They're just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
Ahem. So, which fortune do you want?
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to...
I hear you. No problem at all.
Sorry, your new laugh is just so hilarious.
Oh, please pick. The gods are asking. Sitaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone... home?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the god. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer.
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that... I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran up.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harvard-taught theories. And in any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still Anyway, enough of that.
She's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away!
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. You're all... Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot. Actually, while we're talking about him...
Yeah, he's been retired there for a...
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King is He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into...
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the
Akeem! You don't mean...
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this!
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything.
Come on! Sitaria's already started
So, Shishan, like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times.
Wait, how could you be aware of that?
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks...
Shishan, don't tell me.
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You.
Please, please stop!
Even now, Satari is still trying to run from her.
She can no longer justify it.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards.
This is the most important.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matcha right away.
Please, try to remain calm.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their...
Heretics?
What? The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly...
Miss Sataria, the Scarlet King is immortal, and all who you must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the child of the Scarlet King. Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter... I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my... But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes...
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides...
How do you know me so well?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment. If you could provide some assistance in this matter,
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me. Please tell me, what can I do?
How much?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what... But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance... I've just been working to meet the grant. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city.
To fight against the Academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose.
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hand... let me see...
The Academia entrance.
Don't worry about that. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long...
All right.
So,
that'll depend on...
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we haven't... Maybe it's time for me to find...
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed...
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can...
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying...
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do.
Catherine, we're here!
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight.
Yep, Paimon's right. we cannot fully... If something were to happen, after all, the academia should still be...
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard. Off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night.
No, I think she's right. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out...
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that...
Well, regardless... Huh. There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards. This hour of the night.
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru! Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him, and that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have... Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, but what are the Fatui after this time? Yeah, things... Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to... Even though he turned it down at the time, there's no time to lose.